Alright, let's try one more thing. I don't know if it's going to do it. Tell me, can you guys hear me right now? If I keep talking like this, can I be heard? Is this in any way audible? No, wait for response. Okay, what the hell? Okay. So I don't hear game sounds, but there's a chance you guys might. No, I'm not gonna have any sound. I don't know if you guys have sound, you can tell me. But yeah, I definitely have no sound. If you guys have sound, that's super fantastic, but I do not have sound at the moment. You can see he is okay, so yeah. It's got something to do with what it's streaming the sound of, like where it's looping it to. Because obviously when I had it on the previous setting, it was looping the sound through and it was sending it back to me, you know, back through my PC and playing my voice through the PC. Oh, actually, wait, I might know what it is. I've got one other possibility. Never mind. This might be really obvious too. Give me one sec. This might be really obvious. I hope it's not this obvious. So I should have game. Okay, so there's game sound. Now, what about right now? What do you guys hear? Do you still hear my voice? And do you hear game sounds? I hear game sounds, so you probably hear game sounds, and do you hear my voice? Okay, yeah, I was just being a retard again. There's a mic setting, and then there's a volume setting, so I just had the volume setting open, so it was streaming the sound back to me. So, I don't know. Apparently, I'm being able to troubleshoot tech issues, but I'm also being an idiot to have them occur in the first place. All right, so now we can 100% get fully into the cast after ridiculous delays. Sorry about that. So, core going up right now for Mellial, and it looks like Pebble is out here scouting. He's going to scout wrong on the first try, and he's got one guy on gas. Okay, so he started taking his guys off gas. So just a nice little FD here. Could even be siege expand, although really that's not a common build these days. Although, I believe it was Stratos actually did a siege expand against me, although with like 3 Marines. Turn this down just slightly. And oh, I saw this crater on the map, this white thing. I thought it was like running into a Dragoon or something, but I was like, there's no way one can be out. So he's actually skipping, or maybe he's just going goon range first. He isn't taking any guys off gases. I don't know. There's just no Dragoon being built. So it's going to be 2 gateways, but not a 10-15. It's like a 10-18. So this will be kind of nice. He should make a Dragoon soon, and what will happen is he'll get one goon out, and these 2 gateways, this gateway will finish when the Dragoon of this gateway pops. So he'll be able to make 2 and 3 at the same time, which will be kind of nice. And it looks like the scout from Mellial now returning. He has seen what Pebble's up to. He's adding his machine shop. He has put guys back on gas. Looks like he has put 2 back on gas. And yeah, he's continued to build Marines, which is pretty typical. Just the FD stuff. Not wait, did he go in? Did I miss him going in? If he did, apologies. But there's no goon out yet. Maybe he thinks there'd be a goon, so he's not even bothering to go up. I don't know. Either way, second gateway warping in right now. So let's see how well he's got this. Wait, did he? No, he's just making a Nexus. Okay, I'm not familiar with this build at all. So he just made 2 gateways and then a Nexus. I'm really going to be curious to see how many goons he gets out against FD. I've not seen this version of like a 21-22 Nexus. The way I know how to do it is 1 gate, and then you pull a few probes off gas. When your first goon finishes, you throw it on the second gateway, and that way second goon pops from here, and then you can make 3 and 4 from the same gateway, so you get 4 goons at FD timing. But this is a totally different variation. He's going to get 2 and 2 and, or he's going to get 1 and 2 out right now. And actually it looks like it works out pretty well, although it might be a little tight on vertical positions. I don't know though. Like I said, I do not know this variant of the build, and it's actually kind of tight off regular style 21X. So he misses the SCV going into his base, though unable to block it. So he's going to get in there, and Pebble should be able to get a pretty good look. He's obviously already scouted the Nexus, and he is now moving out here with a tank and a few Marines. Oh, there we go. There's the rest of them. And what is he researching over here? So he's finishing up his mines. We'll see what he starts next. Next is almost done for Protoss. Maynard some probes. And getting his Robo, so that's pretty typical for this build. Maynard, your probes. And goons, there's the 2 goons. How close are these? Okay, so they'll get done. It will be done in time. This would be really close, though, vertical positions. I don't know if he slightly messed up his build or it's just that close. And whoa, this could get interesting, guys. He should see it with these goons. He should run. Okay, he's noticing now and pulling the goons back. We're almost going to be in a weird counterattack kind of situation here. But, okay, Terran being a little slow, though, stopping delay mines. He's definitely giving Protoss plenty of time. And with goons 5 and 6 almost out, I mean, Protoss really shouldn't struggle with this if he doesn't mess up his micro. He does pick off the Vulture, which is nice. He's not going to have mines to worry about in this upcoming battle. And now he is going to pull back to the Nexus. And with 4 goons, he should be fine. 1 is kind of out in front, though. Pull that back. Don't want to take too many hits on that. And Terran is going to force the issue a little bit. He does still have the tank, and he's pushing these goons back. Marines a little too far ahead of the tank, though, taking a lot of unnecessary shots. 1 goes forward for no reason. Now there's 6 goons out. Terran needs to run back home to his base right now, pushing in way too much with the tank. And yeah, he's going to end up losing this tank. A little bit of an overcommitment here by Pebble. He is trying to get in some nice... Oh, good mine, though. He does get a goon. He's trying to get the bunker up. He's trying to be very aggressive with his FD. I guess seeing the fast Nexus, but I don't think... Maybe Pebble's not that familiar with the build. It's pretty well designed to defend FDs. So... yeah, I think a little bit of an overcommitment there. It wasn't really necessary to donate that tank. And he should have realized, especially when goons 5 and 6 were out, that, hey, that's just too much. Sack the Marines, go back home. And he's continuing to make more Marines, getting a tank out. I hope he's getting siege really soon. Oh, my stream's not on TL? What? Oh, TL probably took it off because I was, like, turning it on and off. Yeah, I got that Slade TL bot PM. Alright, it's back up on TL now. Because I had to turn it on and off a couple times to play with sound issues, and someone probably was like, it's off, and then TL bot or whatever was like, yo, I seriously must have like 20 of those. I'm kind of bad about turning my stream off. I'm almost surprised there's not a penalty for doing that. So third gateway going up here for Mellial, who is actually going right into his third. Interesting location. I guess, I don't know. Oh, it's mineral only, so that's why. It's just interesting because it's a little bit close to the Terran, but at the same time, it's kind of on a downward path. Any base you're going to take is kind of going to be closer. Okay, there we go. And another tank down. There is a bunker up here, a few Marines, a mine. This tank kind of, I don't know if it's derping or if he's sending it intentionally back into his base. There's the obs out from Protoss. So it's the downside of this build. It does get pretty late obs. Like, he still has no idea what Pebble is up to. And judging by the lack of factories, I think Pebble is going to play conservatively and go into his... just grabbing a third base, because I feel like it'd be way too late for a timing. I mean, he hasn't even started any factories. Protoss is already adding the 4th gate. Honestly, the way he's playing... this is almost making me wonder if he isn't... what's the supplies? 40 to 62? I'm starting to wonder if he isn't behind a little bit on his timings. There's just not a lot of stuff here for Pebble. I mean, there's no sign of a third base. No, there's not. Doing a good job, though, with a little bit of ultra movement. Alright, so the observer's out, now clearing mines. Where'd that first ops go? I hope he sent the first ops to scout. Although, there we go. Second ops is over here with the goons. Good, that's I think, the best decision most of the time. Unless you really need to, like, grab your third or whatever, but he needs to know what's going on, especially with this late ops, so he can add more gateways, decide if he's going to go heavy for his tech and what the game plan is. So he's going to come in here, he's going to see 1 factory, he's going to see... so he's going to throw down 3 more. Now, you can expand off this, but this is going to put him, in terms of expand timing, with this Nexus already up and going for 4 factories, I don't know, I'm just worried about the timings here for Pebble. It would be a super, super late third, and honestly, I feel like it's going to be too late for the timing attack. I mean, Protoss already on 4 gates. He might want to add more, though, and he's got a pretty good number of units out. Zealots, as you can see here, he's got his speed finishing up right now, starting +1 attack, actually adding a few cannons, so yeah, Protoss sitting... fairly pretty right now. What is his overall army count, though? Actually, it's kind of small. It's kind of small, although, what does Pebble have? He's got 4 tanks, 5 tanks. Yeah, that's not much. I feel like this is going to be a difficult situation here for Pebble, who is, yeah, all of a sudden on 48 supply to 80. Protoss suddenly doubling his supply. I don't know if it's just bad SCV production and the mechanics a little bit off from Pebble or what, but Pebble is suddenly insanely far behind in this game, and it's not all this fast Nexus. Because, yeah, you get a fast Nexus, but it's not that kind of eco. But Pebble's going to be in a tough spot. At this point, really all it seems like he can do, unless Protoss makes a major mistake, is just kind of grab the third slowly, try to push out with a big army, and hope Protoss majorly messes up an engagement or something. I saw a vulture back here. Can it not get out? Can it not get out? Oh, it can get out. Are we going to see a push here? This is going to get owned. That's too much stuff. It's like 6 zealots and like a controlled group of goons up against like some tanks. Like 6. He is getting his 2nd forge as well as his Temp Archive Stargate, or is it just going to be Templar? Just have cannons defending this base, some of the army there as well. And Pebble at the moment is absolutely got to be timing attacking. I mean, there's no sign of a CC. If he's not going for some sort of timing attack, this is going to be like the most slow third CC we've ever seen. But I keep seeing the tanks on siege. Engineering bay is lifting out, so it looks like Pebble is going to move out. What can he get done here? I mean, he absolutely has to do damage, and a lot of damage. I mean, Protoss has had his third for a long time. It's 109 supply to 76 supply, so a nice solid 50 supply lead. You know, full tech is coming out for Protoss. More obs. We're working on gateways. He's got 4. No, he's got 5, and he's working his way up to, what? That'd be 8. There we go. I can count. And Vulture's now moving out. Protoss should get a little more position. No reason he shouldn't delay this even further, but he's kind of just sitting back. And he has to be a little careful. Like, if he... Oh, that's such a big army. Like, honestly, I don't know. I feel like even if Pebble gets room and sets this up, he'll be fine. Oh, okay, so mines being laid. Zealots need to get out of there. Don't need to be dragging Zealots into useless mines. Possibly setting up for a cute little flank here, though. Oh, nice. I like this Vulture usage here. Going to pick off these isolated Zealots. Need to get the Dragoons back up. I don't know why they're fighting Vultures here. Okay, so he's donating a lot of Zealots unnecessarily. That's 6 or 7 going down, definitely, and now this army is just a Dragoon army. It's still fairly big, but just Dragoons is not usually the best composition against tanks. We'll see what happens. I hope he's got more reinforcements coming out here. He is macroing mostly, actually, Goons. Very few Zealots. Tanks now sieging up. Goons are going to need to pull back right now from this army, and unfortunately, no, the event was on the calendar for earlier today, but because we have a split cast, it's not on the calendar, and I don't know how to submit things. So, it was on the calendar earlier today for the first part of the cast, but then I'm casting obviously here later in the day, so that's why you don't see it on the calendar. And there's no option to put it up. Alright, so what do we got coming out of the gateways? Alright, there we go. Finally some Zealots. Needs macro, lots and lots of Zealots, which he's noticing now, making a ton of them, as Pure Goons just doesn't do that well against tanks. Trying to move a few into better position here, trying to get a spread, but he needs to be careful. His tanks are almost into 2 separate groups now. Protoss running in here. These tanks have no defense. Oh, but the Zealots does not run in. Now trying to run in. A bunch of Goons trying to run directly on top of the tanks. One goes down. Is there going to be enough micro from Protoss, though? No. Brutally beaten back here, trying to engage with his all-Goon army. Spends too much time trying to run in on the tanks, not getting off any shots in the process, and not quite getting the spread on the Goons he would have liked to have seen. And now Pebble continuing to push in. What are the supplies? We got 76 supply against 120. Still a big lead. Now a lot more Zealots. And just will there be enough reinforcements? It's 4 factories up against 8+ gateways from Protoss. We've got another engagement. A few Zealots going here and clearing out mines. And unfortunately, the Vulture and tank count is getting so low. One goes down. And if there are storms here, these tanks are very clumped. Does he have them? Is he going to throw them down? No, he morphs an Archon. All right, little anticlimactic. Obviously, Storm is not quite done yet. Actually, only about half done. But he is going to clean this up, and Pebble is absolutely in a horrendous spot at this point. He did try to take his third behind this, but it's not even done yet. Protoss has had his third for like 4 or 5 minutes at least. And obviously, the supplies reflect that. 670 supply to 140. Double supply lead for Protoss right now, who has just got to be wonderfully happy. And look, even though he's getting his third, the Nexus for Protoss already finished. Adding cannons. Should be transferring probes. There we go. Transferring probes sometime soon. So Pebble almost getting work done, and now there are a ton of Zealots. This is where if he like could do some stuff with Vultures. Oh, never mind. Thought it might have been a dropship. That is a Vulture. Vulture, but there's a cannon. Or there's going to be a cannon. There's got to be a cannon. The Vulture, oh, this is a good spot for it, though. This is a good spot for it. Might get a few kills. One goes down. He's got to notice. He can drill with it right there. No, he's just going to run them by. Be like, screw you, Vulture. You can kill like 3 of them, but I got like 50 more, and I got a cannon, so I don't even care. Actually. Oh, or not. Protoss running out with his entire army. Maybe a little bit of an overreaction to a single Vulture, although... Interception! Interception incoming. Vultures, you can see that. Turn around. No! Okay, there we go. Laying a few mines. You can leave now. Leave! Picks up a few Zealots, so I guess that's not too bad. Laying a few mines as he retreats away. See here. Tech. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 factories. Make that 7 factories. Armory? No upgrades. Protoss sitting at 1-0, probably working on 2-1. Yes, indeed. Observer on the way. More observers, I should say. Let's take a look. How is Mellial's op coverage? It's not too bad. He could cover a little more of key Vulture routes, but he does have a Vulture here outside the front to see if Terran's going to be pushing out, which is nice. And whoa, I don't need that. There we go. And getting a few more into position, and whoa, okay, so this is pretty greedy here. Because I don't think he has the units to push out, which means this is just an undefended base. Like, he does not have the units to push out to make this base safe, and he doesn't even really have the units to spread out and defend it, and he's not trying to. So once the observer finds this, it's just gonna die. He cannot defend this. This is absolutely, I'm just calling this a hidden base. Even if it's in a natural expansion line, it's hidden in the sense that it's totally undefendable, and he's just relying on Protoss not to scout it. He does not have the army size at this point need to defend it, and Protoss nearing his max out. How many gateways? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 or so gateways for Protoss. Upgrades almost done. A little bit of pause. E and D don't work. That'd be kind of annoying, especially for goons. Try and macro around the goons. Your money is 2,000. Whoops. No! Cancel it! Oh, it's gonna finish though. Protoss should just go over and kill this. I mean, honestly, you can even probably just send a few units, chill with the rest of his army over here or whatever. There's a lot of options he's got. But I don't think this CC is gonna last long. Yeah, there we go. He's like, nope. Can't do that. Gonna go over to a few misrallied gateways here. Not the end of the world, though. Pretty easy to do here late game. Oh, yeah, Pebble knows the army's coming. Trying to get out of there in time. Oh, but he's not going to get out. Now, maybe, although there's still such a low unit count from Pebble, maybe he could counter push and try to get a good map position right now while Protoss is occupied. But he should not be trying to engage us too heavily. Whoa, that's a lot of Zealots to send. Taking a lot of unnecessary mind damage here. Really didn't need to send like 6. Could have just went off like 2. And the CC is going to go down, especially if he sees it, moves the goons in. And goodbye, CC. Here come a bunch of Zealots now running into the minefield. Oh, taking a lot of hits off the Zealots, but his army is just so damn big, although now it's Zealot free. Oh, no, it's not Zealot free. Never mind. Still quite sizable. Do I have Protoss hotkeys? Nope, no hotkeys. Can't tell you exactly how big, but obviously it's pretty sizable. And is he upgrading from that armory yet? He's getting his control tower, so he's got late vessels too, but there's not super fast I don't even know if there's arbiters, to be honest. Gateways. Whoa, nice job here from Mellial, who is keeping his money reasonably low given these max, adding a bunch of gateways. So he is, you know, could not be happier with his position right now here against Pebble. And honestly, at some point, I feel like Mellial is getting to the point where you can just start attacking this, and there's no way Pebble can deal with it. Like a couple storms, and I just don't see Pebble having much of a chance of dealing with his army. And with so many gates, he can start remaxing so fast. Oh, nice mine clear there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, gets rid of it. Gets rid of it. This Nexus, though. Cancel, 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 solo. Cancel. Does he cancel? I think he did. I think he just barely canceled. Although I didn't pay attention. I should have been watching his minerals. Which are obviously getting up really high now, but he's just like super maxed. Like you just can't spend your money when you got 195 supply and he's not attacking. But at this point, I feel like he's at a point where he's got so many bases, he's got a big advantage. He can just start attacking Terran and just keep Terran absolutely on the back foot, like or just recall or do. Well, he doesn't have arbiters, but do whatever. You know, you've got such a big army, and Terran's army is not really that scary. It's got only like a little over controlled group of tanks, and I'm not seeing many vultures. Although this isn't good. They are stuck here. They're trying to rally out maybe this way, and not seeing because this turret is blocking this off, and they're not seeing this eBay opening until they get like fully diverted. Like look at this. Like all these units, I feel like are kind of pulling a Jadong right now. And a big vulture raid here going up. Okay, so that explains some of his vultures, but Protoss deciding to do it, moving in. There's going to be a massive vulture raid, but 2 goons here, and those probes are actually going to have to get out of dodge. And honestly, the vultures, these are so exposed expansions though. But in here, we got a Protoss attack right now. Oh, if he gets some storms on those big clumps of tanks, he's throwing up on the early clumps, really running the goons in on move command. But they weren't sieged, so not the worst of decisions. Trying to get as much on top of them as possible. And tons of Protoss running in here. One more storm on these tanks would be great. Is there going to be enough stuff to just power through? Looking at this moment, like yes, reinforcing Zealots on the way. Macroing like crazy back at home, and I think Pebble is about to be completely busted. These vultures coming in here looking like they were going to lay mines, but not actually doing it. Moving these goons around an awful lot and just rolling right through. Storm on the SCVs, and Pebble down to 60 supply against 175 of our Protoss, who is really, really, really macroing nicely. And picking off the last of that tank, so third base is gone for Terran, and the situation is indeed bad for Pebble. He's trying to get out his last few units, but I just don't think this army at this point is stoppable. Picking off this tank, one here also sieging up, but once Protoss decides to A-move into this natural, a few more reinforcements stream out across the map, it's going to be absolutely unholdable. In fact, I think he can just run in there right now. He's going to snipe the third, though. And yeah, I honestly don't see Pebble holding a like 100 and something supply Protoss army with like 4 tanks. But here we go! Especially since there's storms. I thought here we go. There we go. More goons trying to come to defend. SCVs are sort of being pulled. The heroic defense. Zealots running in on the tanks, though. So many vultures now coming out of the factories. But the tank count is getting lower and lower, down to 2. The High Templar storm. Okay, can't storm. Too low energy. Goons in here picking off everything, running in on top of the tanks. And there is nothing left for Pebble. 27 supply. And presumably the game ends. Possibly with a GG, possibly not. Possibly set out a game. 1,000,001 possibilities. And we can see, I don't know where Pebble went behind, but at some point in that game, he just got so far behind economically, and there was nothing he could do. Like, that's a big resource difference. Like, what else can you do? I don't even know. I don't think there is another option. So it looks like we'll be going into Pebble against Savi on Aztec. He is using the clan tag, so we'll throw that in there and move right on in. Oh, someone tried to remind me too to stop the stream after I get done with groups so I can split them out for the YouTube VODs. There's a good chance I will forget on my own. So spawning in the top position, the 12 o'clock position here on Aztec, we have as our blue Terran, Savi Walk. And in the bottom position, as our red Protoss, we have Pebble 444. Whoa, okay. So Protoss plays Pebble plays TVP and PVT. I did not realize that. So that's good to know. A quick question. Does anybody know? They've been around for a while. You think I know, but what does WALK stand for? If anybody knows. I cannot recall off the top of my head. So now we get to see Pebble from the reverse side of the game, and we'll see how he plays Protoss. And I believe, if I recall correctly, Savi is a D+ Terran. So he should have some pretty solid gameplay here. Should present a good solid challenge for Pebble. See Pylon up right away. Everything looking quite typical thus far. And Depot. Alright. And yeah, Aztec, another one of those reverse ramps maps. Still bad, ain't it? I'm not sure what that is in reference to. I'm going to be perfectly honest here. I don't know what that's in reference to. Oh, presumably lag now. That's all I can guess. It's got to be. Got to be in reference to lag. And it looks like, it's going to be a correct scout right away from Pebble. That, or it's going to be like, oh, that'd be a terrible spot for a proxy. Please tell me that's not, okay. Okay. I was going to be a little sad if that was a proxy. And this map actually, stat-wise, pretty balanced, at least in professional games. Right around 50% for all matchups. Which is actually kind of a Terran-favored map in that sense, since usually Protoss has a slightly higher win rate. Probe trying to do a little harass here. The obnoxious, oh, he does get to force a little pull, so delays the barracks here by a couple seconds. He's getting his gas, getting a Zealot for harassment. Which is actually really nice. Being a reverse ramp map, the Marines are usually, a lot of times they're chilling on the bottom or the middle of the ramp, which means that the Zealot is essentially on the high ground. The Marines then miss half the time, so the Zealot has a lot more potential to do damage until everyone comes on the low ground. So that can be really nice. So we'll see what he's able to do with that, and the core also on the way. And actually, I didn't pay attention if that was Zealot before core or core Zealot. I'm trying to tell. I'm not going to make a call. I'm not actually sure on the timing of that. I'm inclined to think it was Zealot then core, because this core is still a long ways. Yeah, it's got to be Zealot then core. So this is a pretty fast Zealot, and we can see that, honestly. Like, one Marine is going to be out, so he's going to have to be careful here with his micro Savi is. And let me change the colors on that. There we go. Get the space, random spaces out of there, too. Boom. And of course, as always, I always have the chat open while I cast, so if you guys have like questions or comments or whatever, feel free to throw them out as needed. And the Pectory is almost done, but here comes the Zealot. There's one Marine out. I kind of like this positioning, though. That is a pretty sick wall here. Might be totally Zealot tight. I don't know about this. This will be. So these might be like almost invincible, impossible to get to Marines. As the barracks has a CC. Alright, so he's going to have to go in here. He's going, oh, run the SCV! Run the SCV! Run the SCV! Okay, or don't run the SCV. He's just trying to completely go for SCVs, but there's so many Marines you're shooting at, he cannot get a second kill. No chance. No chance. So it gets picked off. And really doesn't do anything. I would have liked to see him maybe try to go for the Marines, but honestly, props here to Savi. That is a cool little wall. This is like a little Marine safe area. And honestly, if the Zealot tries to go in here, you know, just drill it on the gas or drill it on whatever. It's not even going to get there. And I don't wonder about this probe. What? What? This goon, oh my god. That was like 4 missed shots. I don't know what he was doing. He was constantly hitting stop or what, but that goon like 4 times was like, I'm going to shoot. No, I'm not. I'm going to, no. So, although the SCV wasn't moving around, so he doesn't see much, but it was pretty funny to watch. And range is pretty close, starting up a Nexus. Pretty quick Nexus too. It's a 1 gate. Wait, what went down first? 1. This is so close. This is like Nexus and Gateway at the exact same time. How did he do that? How close is this? Okay, the Gateway went up seconds before the Nexus. Honestly, that was a fast screen flip though, to put the Nexus and Gateway down that quick, unless a probe was already like running out to make one of them. But either way, pretty identical timings for the Nexus and the second gate. And it looks like a little bit of an FD on the way here for only 1 Vulture though. And it's getting mines, and it's very low Marines. Oh, whoa. Taking a lot of unnecessary shots right here from Pebble. Loses 1 Marine, actually, entirely. Whoa, Vulture, you got to be careful with that. You got to start pushing Savi if you're going to do this. He's just using this. I think he's just doing a defensive FD, but he's actually getting his Marines picked off. So kind of nice micro from Pebble, but kind of questionable that Savi's not really attacking this. Laying mines, this almost looks anti-DT. Oh, you can actually micro that down if you want to. Looks like Pebble may be thinking about it, but not going to go for it. To anyone that doesn't know, if you see a mine like that, and you can't see it with observers, and there's only like 1 of them, you walk forward with the goons, and you move close to it, like halfway, move back just a space, and then hit hold. It pops, the goons shoot it once you hit hold. It's really nice you can do if there's just a couple mines. Now, if there's a bunch of mines or there's other units, the goons will target fire different priorities, and it'll end horribly for you. So it's risky, but at times it's worthwhile and useful. Like, let's say you really want to get a DT in there. Absolutely worth it. Just go in there, move close, move back, bam, kill it. So a few goons here chilling on the high ground. Now he hasn't been in here to scout. And oh, I wish I remember what he scouted with gas. Because, well, no, he sees the expansion. He should be aware of it. Because the one thing you got to be careful of, especially if Terran doesn't expand, if you leave the goons out here and they do in base fact port, and your goons are out here while the dropship goes whoop, that is not fun. It's pretty much GG, to be honest. But you should know, I guess, or suspect this expo, especially with the lack of Marines with that FD. And this probe's still over here. I don't know if this is like preemptively. I want to be able to put this Nexus up super fast before Vultures are out, or what exactly the game plan is, but it is definitely up here, and it's going to run away. Wait. Oh, no, I'm going to start pylon walling it, which is pretty well timed with his supply. I'll have a little extra supply, but that's not too uncommon to see. Working off 3 gateways. So this is a pretty safe third. I know it's really common in Pro League to take third off 2 gates, but still a little on the greedy side. You better be ready for some fun with timing attacks. Those are pretty hard to hold. Taking the third that quickly off 2 gates. Especially, I guess it kind of depends too on your unit production. Like, if you just go like 2 gates and then like insta-third with like a pause and Dragoons. Well, if you do that, honestly, you start to become a little bit vulnerable to fact CC timings too. This is where that's good. Any build that like really stops Dragoons. Obs. No turret. Oh, never mind. There's a turret in the base here. And 1 here. These feel like anti-DT turrets? I don't even know. They're pretty close to command centers and SCVs. But they give the shuttle a lot of freedom of movement. If there is, in fact, a shuttle. But I'm just seeing obs so far. Yeah, just obs. So he's got 1 in here. He's going to have the factory count. I see 2 SCVs here, so I'm thinking, whoa. Is this going to be a 6-fact? Like, that is a lot of minerals. I don't know if he was just late putting these down, so it's going to be a 5-fact with an armory. Wait, what? Alright, at this point, I don't exactly know. 5-fact is usually pretty all-in, pretty serious timing attack. Not... What? I guess he didn't like the... Okay. Alright. So 5-fact's usually pretty all-in. Not with an armory. So this is a really strange build. Either he is scared shitless of Pebble and is taking like the most safe third imaginable, or he's doing a really bizarre thing. I don't know. If he's going for the timing attack, putting that armory down, especially getting the upgrades, is definitely going to lessen the impact of that. You know, it could be a tank or 2 less he has. So this is interesting. I mean, you just don't usually ever see 5-fact done with Armory. 4-fact, yeah, can be really safe, flexible way to get the third on the Armory. Life's good, but a 5-fact? I don't know. But this, what is going on, dude? Make stuff. I mean, he's getting a little supply blocked here, but, I mean, if you're trying to timing attack and banking 1,000 minerals, that is not going to be a good timing attack. That is not going to work out well. Quite a lot of goons out from Pebble, although we see the supply still pretty equal. And whoa! Alright, so he's going to move right out, and he's going to do it with rallied units. His tank count is pretty high right now, but he needs the macro. If he forgets the macro right now, this timing attack is going to get absolutely rolled. And why is this tank... Rally your stuff! Savi! Savi, come on, man. I thought you were D+. At least I thought you signed up as a D+. Right now it's looking a little questionable. Needs to pull back. There we go. Just do the job delaying. Now he can attack. Force the siege. Or Terranus is going to try to roll over this. Not the way. Oh, back off. No, this is really risky. And his goons bug. I just don't know if there's enough. Oh, man. If he can walk the goons all on top, maybe. Maybe. He's unsieging. Oh, this is interesting decision-making on both sides. But there might just be enough tanks to power through all the goons. A lot of them are pretty wounded. But where are the rallied units? No. And there's no macro. There's no macro. This is all he's got. He's not macroing back at home. This has to do damage. He's only making tanks, not rallying vultures. The factories haven't even been re-rallied. He's finally bringing a few up. He has to bring everything, though. And he absolutely has to go kill one of these bases. Go kill. Wait, somehow I just... Oh, wait. What did I just do? Alright, wait, is that going to stop now? I suddenly started hearing myself for absolutely no reason. I don't know if this is going to keep continue. Alright, so I got to pause this for a sec. Testing, I don't know why. What in the name of God did I just hit that caused this to happen? I'm not hearing an echo, but I hear myself talking. Making sure it's not my stream. Alright, what happens if I do this? Nope, that didn't do it. Oh, this is really weird. This is really weird. I'm hearing myself now despite everything, unless there's like suddenly a weird tab open, but I don't see it. So I don't know where it's coming from. This is pretty irritating. Yeah, well, no, the problem right now is I'm hearing myself deafeningly in my ear when I talk. I don't know if it's repeating for you guys, but it's awful. Like, it's totally unhearable. Alright, so that sounds low as it can go. Like, I fixed it, and it seems like nothing changed. and somehow I randomly started hearing my own voice, and the game sounds went away. What? My confusion here is quite high. Yeah, we're gonna restart the stream real quick, I guess, is all we can do. It's unfortunate because it's gonna break up this game.